broadcasting here live on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bree, and we got handsome guy, Chris Perry.
Her my aunt's request. My aunt
Her
was
auntie's
she
request.
like she wasn't feeling the boy. I'm not feeling any of it. But
you know what? That's right too, because like I remember a while back in my little heydays, I used to call this one guy cute. He's like cutest for puppies. Chris is a grown man. He is a guy. He ain't nobody's boy, and he is handsome. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Thank you. How we doing today, guys?
Good. How was your weekend?
It was a busy weekend.
Oh, you guys, wait. So not only is Chris handsome, Chris can cook, y'all.
Stop it.
We might have to do a love connection.
This is
Ooh,
terrible.
y'all.
What has our show become?
He barbecued.
The people didn't tune in for this, but
it's community. It's community. We finding
You're
Chris.
Right, you're right.
Yes, vegan option.
I got you.
We gonna have look. This show is everything. This show is a love connection. This show is about produce, which we will be starting our CSA this Saturday.
That's right.
Super excited. We are having our season opening this Saturday at our Amy Yee site from 11 to 2. You will be able to pick up your CSAs. If you have not gotten a CSA, you can actually sign up for a CSA on the spot. If you know anybody who needs fresh organic produce, you see that produce in that picture? That is not a computer generated picture.
That is not AI.
That is not AI. Those are the produce that are fresh from our farm in Duval. You guys can expect that in a weekly, not monthly, weekly subscription. Send your family and friends. We're also signing up for our youth program. So this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our Amy Yee Tennis Center. I think it's South Holgate and 28th Street.
That sounds about right. But it's the Amy Yee Tennis Center. That'll be the perfect landmark for you, and it's at the top of the hill.
Yeah, on Holgate, on the Holgate
side.
Yeah. So you guys, please come. There'll be free food. There'll be games. There'll be music. Just a good time. And
our CSAs are BOGO, buy one get one, so it's an overall good deal. Yeah. So participate by helping out too. So whoever buys, they get a free box to give to a family of their choice. Correct?
Yep.
Right. Good deal.
So we're excited about that. I'm excited. So how was your weekend? I didn't even get the chance because I started bragging about your food.
Well, my weekend was good. It was a busy weekend. We did have opportunity to fellowship. Yes, at Pratt, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
for our look, do you know how many people we fed? Because it was literally for our employees and our board, and then
I know I was on the grill from start to finish. I know I never left the grill.
We was talking about that. We was like, dang, Chris didn't. But you guys, I did ask, and I don't normally do this. I did ask if he needed anything.
She did. No, she was good about
that. But it was like random. I have never went to an employee barbecue where random people, like we were feeding a community.
Yeah.
Like one person invited like so many people. But hey, that's what we are in the business of, love and giving out fresh food, even at our employee board barbecue.
Pros and cons. It was a good opportunity to hang out with, even though I was still working. I was going to say without working, but it was cool. The con was too many people were hanging around my grill, like some of my magic and my secrets. Like I'm not used to that.
You should have told me. I would have handled that. I would look. You're my bodyguard. I'm your bodyguard. Okay, you gotta let me know. I got you.
That's good to know.
I was too busy. There's a whole bunch of cons that was that day, but we'll talk about that offline.
Okay. Yes, that's fair.
Anyways, y'all. So I'll just say this week I'm excited because my kids started teen summer musical.
Okay.
So Monday through Friday, there is no kids in my house, just dogs. If I could put them in doggy daycare, I would. All right.
That seems unright. I don't like that.
I don't want no responsibility.
How did you get a break like that? I don't like that, man.
Man, that was God. I was with these kids all year trying to homeschool.
Homeschooling, yeah. So,
man.
No, that's good. Much needed break.
We're over here debating if they're going back. I don't know. They want to go back. I want them to, but then I know the benefits of continuing on homeschool. Right. So y'all, if y'all listen and pray for me, pray for his child. This is a good break.
And if you guys have some kids that you want homeschool, send them over to Breon.
Oh, no. It's a good Bree loves the kids. Oh, I got a beautiful success story. Bree loves the kids, but Bree does not love the kids like that. People used to be like, babysit, you should open up a daycare. And at first I was falling for the hype, but then I was like, I don't want to be stuck in the same room with kids for every day for 8 hours.
Right.
No, like I want to have fun with the kids, get them hyped up, and then leave them. Like, no, I'm Auntie Bree. No.
I get it.
But I was this weekend. So one of the parents reached out to me Now, listen, I am not made of money. I'm broke, but they needed help paying for their kids' program. And you guys, we raised $400 in less than 24 hours. Can you imagine that?
So if you need money for your kids, contact Breon, Queen Bree.
First of all, say a little prayer to God, because it was nothing but God that got that $400 in less than 24 hours. But I just want to say thank you to the community, because I reached out to my Facebook community. I reached out to my church community. And I don't know what people we talking about community, because the community came through. Like church and community came through to make sure that this youth was able to go to Teen Summer Musical. So that was exciting to see and witness in 24 hours. So I share that story to say, you guys, just go for it. Like I almost didn't post because I didn't want people to think it was about me and for me. But then I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. We got to get this kid in there. And so get out of yourself, go for it. And let's make magic in this community.
That's a good deal.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so excited. Chris, you want to introduce the guest, or you want me to introduce the guest?
You can totally introduce. I'm just here for.
I mean, Chris said he want more screen time, and I'm trying to give him more screen
effect.
time. But you said you're here for aesthetics.
That's all. That's it. Just a good balance.
Y'all heard him say he's here for the aesthetics, which means he be trying to act all coy, like, don't call me handsome.
No, don't.
And then it's like, I'm just here to look cute.
Well, no, I'm just here to help out. Change the light bulb, reach up high.
Yes, come through with it. Okay, guys. Okay, yeah. Well, there's going to be more arguing. Chris is getting more comfortable around me, so now he be talking back. So now I got to remind him that, I'm Queen Bree. You see that? Queen
Bree. Hey, the boss.
All right. All right, guys. Okay, look, our guest is just sitting here watching us.
I'm having a good old
right. Okay. So excited she's here. We have in the building today, I was supposed to say sister. Yes. Lord, I got my whole church mentality in right now. Sister Melanie. Okay. Oh, wait. Ocasio. I was right. Okay. See, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I was going to say that. Melanie Ocasio, Supervising Program Manager from iUrban Teen. We are super excited to have her on today because I want to hear more about this program. And I'm just excited because, look, if we can, we two small organizations, but if we can, we're going to work together and we're going to do this because
that's right.
They got some incredible things going on over by not the Rainier Community Center. I always get the two confused. We're going to bring Melanie on and we're going to hear more about iUrban Teen and all the things that they have going on there.
Welcome, Melanie.
Welcome, Melanie. Woo!
Should I go this way?
This way. There we go.
There she is.
Yes.
Perfect.
Hey, everybody, can you hear me too?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay. My name is Melanie Ocasio, and I just joined iUrban Teen this year, actually. I am the Supervising Program Manager. And what iUrban Teen really is about bringing free STEM opportunities to the youth of Washington. And we also have other locations in Portland, Los Angeles, Texas, and we're opening one up in Ohio as well. Nice. And, we got connected through Paris Yates, actually, who's with the Urban Food Systems Program. And through partnering with him, I got connected with a whole bunch of community farmers, and it has been such a pleasure to network with people like Breon, Tilth Alliance, Ray Williams, and they've really been just an inspiration to me and to see, moving forward with these urban gardens, how impactful we can be with the community. And I am new to Washington too.
Hey,
getting all this
so we got to get you out
of from New York.
Okay.
It has been such a nice time, moving to Seattle and meeting so many people along the way. But our stuff is all nonprofit. Our founder is Tina Perrette. She started up in 2011, I believe. And, her mission is to spark youth's interest in career-focused opportunities. So it's engineering, STEM, computer science, coding, environmental STEM, just anything, all these opportunities that are not in traditional classrooms, and even giving tours to them at, the Microsoft Day. They actually go into Microsoft and speak to professionals. And, I have been blown away with the networking she's had and the positive impact that, has been, I guess, handed off to me because everybody knows Dina. They're like, Dina. So it's been such a, a pleasure to just meet everybody along the way. And just to give a little introduction about the garden, that's why I'm here for. So Paris Yates, he really gave us or provided us a plot of land down at Rainier Community Center. And right now there's already a garden bed there, and we're submitting proposal ideas for the entire back plot, which is, I believe, over an acre or so. So that means that we're going to hopefully build out a STEM garden for the youth, teachers, the community to all learn about environmental STEM in relation to farming and building up a community. And so that is the little brief. I can really dive into more, and really looking forward to hearing all these questions thrown at me.
Okay, so really quickly,
Yeah.
sorry, because something else is happening too. That was perfect, and I know I see your face like that. Daniel. So anyway, that's so for the record. For everybody, for the record, that's my mother.
I know. I was about to say.
Okay,
I knew. No, when I see watch your tone, because she see your facial expression.
Right.
I was like,
that's my mother. Yeah,
handsome man. Okay.
Oh
yes,
my family, man.
Yes,
that
handsome
man.
That
is my mother.
We got you,
yeah,
Mom.
yeah.
Handsome man.
So,
I knew it was a family member, especially when I see that watch your tone.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
just
checking me out on the World Wide
Just
Web.
own
Hello,
it.
mother.
It's okay.
I didn't even notice the tone.
Okay.
No, because when she said handsome, his face started doing something.
He was shy.
That's that black mama. Watch that tone, because you saying something in your head. Like, here she go.
Shout out to my mother really quickly. Mom, I love you. And my aunt Patricia Love, who told me to change it from boy. Shout out to you both. I love you guys.
Right.
Thank
So handsome. Oh gosh, thank you for letting Chris be here in Seattle. He is doing you proud. He is such a good person, and we appreciate him on the team.
Back to Melanie. Yeah.
Back to Melanie. Sorry.
Melanie.
Hey, you last night you said you wanted more airtime.
I know.
Boo, here we go.
Careful what you ask for, right?
God be listening.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
do for sure.
For
Okay,
sure.
so back to iUrban Teen. Okay, so you have the farm, and you said you have a robotic. What did you say? A robotic planter? Did I mention?
No, there's not a robotic.
Oh, what did you say? What did you?
I'm doing.
Sorry.
Proposals. No worries.
Okay.
So STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and math. And so what we're hoping to do is create a STEM community garden, which means that they'll have hands-on opportunities to learn about hydroponics. That will include passive systems, solar systems, composting, pollinator gardens, all of the above. And really understand how technology can be integrated into farming. And I want to shout out really quickly to Hip Hop is Green, because they also have a hydroponic garden that I just found out about. And I was like, I didn't know that there was another Seattle Parks kind of owned land that had a hydroponic, but it'll be slightly different from theirs, but along the same lines where you're learning about hydroponic systems.
I think it's so cool to connect science. I mean, because people don't think, when they think farming, they don't think about the science behind it all and what it takes. So I'm super excited about your program coming in to teach kids that not only is farming an actual good job, but then there's so much more that you can do with farming than just digging in dirt. I don't know why people have, well, never mind. I know why people have these negative things about farming. However, I love that you guys are coming in and you're switching it in there, and you're talking about STEM, and then you're taking them to Microsoft. And what is the age range of the students in this program?
Yeah, so we typically do 13 to 18-year-olds. However, we're really expanding that to later on. But at the garden that we're having, it's open to all ages. You know, we're inclusive. I just did a couple preschool workshops with them at the Rainier Center, and they planted some stuff. They released some ladybugs, and they're really excited about that. And we're trying to start up iUrban University, as it's called, in the planning stages right now, which will help students beyond high school really into college realm, or trades, or certificate, or anything that fits into that demographic.
Nice. Very so cool. You guys,
no, I was just coming.
You guys won't be planting in the ground. So the difference between us and iUrban is we are planting directly in the ground, but you guys aren't planting in the ground. So how was that set up outside?
Yeah, so a little bit of a background, so this land that was provided by Seattle Parks and Rec's Urban Food System, there was, I guess, a bunch of other people that wanted to develop it, and it didn't really go through.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the many caveats is it's a capped landfill, which makes it a brown zone. So that means there's about 9 feet of soil on top of garbage. And that really offers some hazardous concerns, really. The soil is not tested. That's one of my objectives moving forward. And even if it is, we have to put in proposals to see if we can still plant stuff into the ground because of the toxic leaching into the soil, and then the roots get absorbed by the plants, and people consume it. They're actually accumulating that in their body, right?
Yep.
And so that is one of the many caveats of my land. And so not my land, but our leased land for the next 3 years that we're here so far, and we can get renewed, and hopefully we will. So we're all focusing on alternative above ground farming techniques. And so that looks like garden beds and hydroponics. There's also aquaponics, which includes fish into growing the nutrient closed system cycle for farming. But we won't be really touching that as of yet. Hopefully in the next 3 years if we get a renewal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we're trying to be conscientious of the community that we're serving. We don't really want to harm anybody that we're donating the food to, and really give them awareness to this is not only Seattle Parks and Rec that is a capped landfill and even contaminated. Throughout all of Seattle, it's known for being industrialized and contamination without the soil. The water is really common. And I know Dr. Melanie Malone, she works at the University of Washington. She's a soil scientist, and she actually did some testing throughout Seattle with her team and compared, ingrown ground food to, the local market or the market where you get like Walmart and things like that. And they compared the toxin levels and things like that. And so when the results came out, she's like, obviously you can still eat local produced foods, but just make sure that you incorporate those other store foods, because you don't want to offset how much your toxins that you're actually accumulating. Depending on if you're a baby, if you're a senior person, it just ranges on how much you can, eat.
Dr. Melanie Malone, she's a heavyweight in that.
Yeah, she is.
Matter of fact, I thought you were Melanie Malone. I was like, are you Melanie Malone? And you're like, no, not Malone. But no, she does a lot of the soil testing. Like I hear her name all the time, like around here. So
anyway, I'm trying to get into her lab and get some students out there to learn about soil testing remediation.
I was supposed to say, food eating is a science.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Eating is a science that people don't take into account. That, and then speaking of soil, that's one of the things that we talked about too, is like people who want in Seattle who want to plant, make sure you're testing your soil. We had to do that at ME as well. But even though we tested the soil was fine, we still built a top of the soil. So we put compost soil and then the produce. That way it breaks down and creates healthier soil. I kind of want to, at one point, try to do, I always say this word wrong, regenerative farming.
Yeah,
did I say it right? Regenerative farming in that area and see how we can make it work. And that's just really just working with the earth as you plant, which is kind of what you guys are doing too, except for you're building up the ground. So that's exciting, just to even have that conversation about different ways to grow your food, either in ground, making sure your soil is healthy, in the planters and hydroponics. I seen that one with the fish when I went on a farm conference. Yeah,
that's really popular right now.
Yeah, Detroit?
No, not Detroit. It was in Atlanta. So every year there's a farm conference, a urban farm conference. You guys
in Atlanta?
It was not always in Atlanta, but I went to Atlanta for it. Yes, I was in Atlanta. Hey, no,
I should attend that one.
Yeah, well, because this year is in Texas. So you guys I'll send you guys the email and I'll send you email. Yeah, but it's all urban farmers and they go to different cities. It's led by Karen Washington. I don't know if you know who Karen Washington is. So. Okay. Karen Washington is also another heavyweight literally nationwide in the farming system. Like she's been on what is that Netflix show that I keep telling everybody to watch?
High off the hog.
High on the
hog or something like that.
She's on like the last episode of there, and she's really talking about what we're doing here in the city, which is growing in the land in the city using what we have. Because I think from what I remember her saying, she used to be all about owning your own land, but then she kind of went towards like, let's cultivate the land around us. And not even just cultivating the land around us, that's creating healthier, safer neighborhoods. Because most of the things that are happening in our neighborhoods, that's Karen Washington. Met her. She is like a heavyweight. She writes forewords in people's books.
Is she from Washington?
No, she's in New York.
She's from New York.
But she's super humble. Like we were at the conference and she's like, yeah, I'm available. My number is blah, 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 blah. She's available. I want to connect you guys.
Okay.
And she'll be here. We're going to bring her in for our harvest dinner.
Okay.
Yes.
Harvest dinner.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a panel, and hopefully maybe you can be on the panel.
So, I would love to come out, support any way I can. What you guys are doing.
We love what you're doing because you're like, you guys are doing it where, we're planting, but you guys are bringing the science behind it, and you're talking more focused on the science.
Yeah. So my background is in conservation biology with applied statistics minor, and so this is my first time working in an urban environment. My background really works in remote environments. I worked doing land remediation techniques at national parks in Utah, Nevada, all that jazz. And then after that, I worked with NOAA Fisheries as a fishery biologist observer on commercial fishing boats, right? And so it's kind of combining kind of the two backgrounds that I have working at this farm. Whereas, I'm trying to conserve the land, but also restore it to as pristine as it can be given the surrounding environment. So it's been a learning curve for me for sure. And I would love to do these workshops connecting with other urban farms where if they don't know the knowledge or they don't have that expertise, that I can help fill that in for them and try to expand their knowledge and support the community in the best ways I can.
So if you guys missed that, she's a big deal too. You heard that flex?
No, it'd be like that whole little humble.
That was pretty. So just to let you know, I have my doctorate in I do this.
I want to, not yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But she's still a heavyweight.
Very,
look,
yeah,
I'm over here.
So,
my little wheels are spinning. Like, okay, so we're gonna have a workshop. We're gonna you can come talk to our youth.
Yeah,
what can we do? Like
for that learning curve that I mentioned is, I've used herbicides and all these spraying techniques, but working in a community, you're not really encouraged to do that. So what are some alternative ways that we can do that? Which is what you mentioned, remediation. So don't get concerned if you do that KCD free testing that they offer. If your soil is not good, don't be concerned. There are ways to help remediate that without using, heavy chemicals and things like that. Phytoremediation, as kind of you mentioned, is planting pollinator plants to absorb all that out of the soil and replenish that with some other nutrients along the way. I could talk about this forever.
Oh well, that's what we're here for. No, let's say. Oh, and look, she'll be back. Okay.
How did you hear about Clean Greens Radio, our show here?
Renee, I know. Also, you.
Oh yeah. I was trying to do a shameless plug for me there.
He was doing a shameless plug, but he don't know that I'm so good that I reached out to her first when I first met her.
You definitely did.
No, this person. No, look.
Rainier.
Chris was there.
He's like, we gotta get you on that show. I was like, okay, I didn't even know you had a radio.
Yeah, and it's fun, right? I was gonna say, I'm surprised. Like when we talk about all of this planting in the city, I'm surprised at how big we're able to get the produce at MAE. Like I picked some greens and then I picked some rhubarb. And those leaves were
massive,
huge. Yeah. I didn't send the video to Daniel, but I'll show you the video offline. And I was just like, whoa, because I'm used to it growing out on the farm. Like we don't use any of the harmful chemicals. And then even learning that the rhubarb leaves can help back into your garden. So there's just so much science and fun about the produce that you grow, like the leaves you can use as a pesticide, a natural pesticide to keep bugs off your produce. That's the little thing I learned. Like I'm still learning as I go. So when I learn, I'm like, what? You boil the rhubarb leaves and just use the spray onto your stuff. Like, and now I want to know even more of the science behind, like, if the rhubarb leaves are harmful but can kill the bugs, how are they not killing us with connected with the rhubarb? Like, there's just so much that.
Yeah, that's a good
So many
question.
questions to answer.
I know, and it's like you would never.
Holistic approach too.
It is.
Yeah.
I've become a farm nerd since I've been here. Before I even became the director of Clean Greens, you would not have caught me in dirt.
Ooh.
But with the circumstances of how this came about, like all of a sudden, I'm like intrigued and wanting to learn more and just learning just even the different science about what you plant in your garden, what plants help with your produce. I do want to have eventually like my own homestead, but everybody in the South keep posting snakes in their garden, and I'm just not there yet.
That's part of nature.
I don't think there's any snakes in Washington.
No poisonous snakes. I keep hearing on this side.
On this side,
right.
On the other side, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that I build a farmhouse for Chris big enough for him to stay there, so he can handle. What did you say they were? Nature. Yeah,
part of nature. Yeah. She just wanted me to work. Any opportunity she can find for me to work, you know, she searches high and low for me.
Listen, Chris is a good worker, so I'm like, what? Okay, you coming wherever I go. Let's go. Let's do this homestead, and you can do your little side plan that you want. See,
I can grow my plants.
You can grow his plants and do his business.
It works.
Well, that's time. Look, that's time. Thank you, Melanie.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
So go to iurbanteen.org. We have events coming up in the summer. I gotta plug it really quick.
Go ahead.
So in August we have a tour with EA Sports. We have our iEngineer tour. We have and then I'm gonna blank really quick. We have our Ice Space. I think that's in August as well. We have a gala coming up in September. We have a whole bunch of stuff that's all going to be on our website at iurbanteen.org. And you can also find us on Eventbrite at iurbanteen. And that's where you can really register for all our events. You can contact me at any time at melanie@iurbanteen.org. And I'll be happy to reach out, schedule a meeting, anything that you like.
All right, thanks.
Awesome, Melanie Ocasio. Thank you.
So enjoyed y'all. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Did we say everything we needed to say about either? Okay. All right, guys. All right. Well, have a good day. Thank you.
Clean Green loyalists. We will see you.
Thanks, Mom. Week. Thanks, Auntie.
That's right.
We enjoyed you guys. Our co-host.
You,
come back anytime. I'll read all your comments.
Love you.